the wealth that is displayed in Borrowdale, and then you have Hartcliffe on the other side, which is not as developed and perhaps which is a bit deprived in comparison to Borrowdale. So, what would you say are the challenges that you face in your constituency?
Okay, they're two very different areas. So I'll just start with Borrowdale, and don't believe it's the wealthiest because for when it comes to the vote, Borrowdale's probably 1/3 of the area. But even before that, in the 2013 elections, the vote turnout was pathetic in Borrowdale. And I have a theory where if the walls are high around the house, they participate less in the community. So that is a big challenge in Borrowdale, and getting the voter apathy and the people out is quite an issue. Also, most household owners in Borrowdale don't vote at all. It's all the workers, and there are some big settlements in and around Borrowdale that count for the majority. In Hatcliffe, the vote went up substantially as well, by more than 100% from 2013 to 2018. The paralysis in Hatcliffe is not necessarily political. It's caused by half of Borrowdale, half of Hatcliffe being in council hands, and the other half being in state hands. So when you want to plot a road, or if you want to do ZES or anything, it complicates the whole issue, and you find people there more recipient and more keen to participate, but they don't have the wherewith. Are you there? Can anyone hear me? Thank you, Tando. So we wait for the host to come back on.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Thank you so much. So everyone can hear me except for the host. I see the host has gone off.
Yeah.
But that's what I was saying. Basically, that those are the issues I find, and it must not be underestimated, the issue between state land, which has been given either to developers or cooperatives, and city of Harare land, because then there's the issue of service delivery and everything like that, and that complicates the whole issue and basically paralyzes any initiative or development. Patricia, are you back yet?
I think she has been kicked off or something.
Maybe she kicked herself off, eh?
Yeah. I don't know what's happening with her network. He just says he's gonna cut off. That's what he says to me.
Oh dear.
So luckily, it's just you and me speaking now.
Okay. Well, if you've got any questions you want to start with or carry on with while we wait for Patricia, I'm quite happy to help as much as I can.
Some of us, we are located in the UK, so all these things we just hear is just like stories. So we haven't got a lot of actually questioning, because I know it's hard for you guys to be actually practicing your politics in Zimbabwe because of the regime. So I don't know how you're finding it. Have they opened the democratic space at the moment?
No, totally to the contrary. The democratic space is being closed down as much as possible, both by numerous means. If we take Parliament, for example, Parliament has basically been paralyzed. To get things moving, we've had massive recalls, not only of parliamentarians but of councillors. This has led to basically a paralysis of councils and Parliament, where no questions are really asked that are of any significance And the democratic space there is shut down as we speak. When we talk of the judiciary, which is another wing of government, we also noticed that even today or yesterday, there was a ruling where the Chigutu West seat, although our candidate won by 16 votes, the Dexter Nduna remains the member of parliament. I haven't seen the judgment, so I can't comment further on that. But the bottom line is 16 votes less, and he is the winner. So all these issues add up and complicated. Then obviously, as you know, Change Radio is trying to give more space to the democratic people, whereas the local radio stations are 100% covering government things, even from opening very menial things that councillors should be doing to everything else. And this creates a major issue for us. But by far the biggest problem we have is the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. And the context is this. Let me give you some statistics which I was looking at today. In 2019, ZEC registered about 1,477 voters countrywide. In 2020, they registered, and they state because of COVID, 970. So that works out on average of about 6 people per constituency. Now, when you put that against school leavers, we have about 300,000 school leavers per year. So we're registering less than 1%. It's appalling. So it's basically taking the vote away from the youngsters. So over a period of 3 years, 900,000 votes later, or possible votes later, we registered 3,000 people, or 2,500 people. And it's unacceptable. Simple as that. Any more questions from any listener?
Unfortunately, I'm the only one who is talking at the moment because she didn't add a lot of people. I think Love More here. We've got Love More as well.
Yes, I'm trying to speak. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Love.
Yes, we can hear
you.
All
right, thank you. So first and foremost, I am Love More Mazivisa. I'm Patricia's deputy actually in the information and publicity department in the UK. So she is having difficulties. As we are speaking, she can hear every word, but
yeah, it's very unfortunate you've been cut off as well. I don't know what's happening with you guys on your side, but everyone else is all right except you two.
I know.
So I think if the host is cut off,
you can hear me.
Yeah, at the moment, but
did I cut off again?
You keep breaking.
Do I? So sorry about that. I don't know what's happening.
Are you walking or something?
No, I'm actually in the house.
You know this internet thing. It's terrible. Anyway, let's crack on, guys.
So someone has been trying to call me. So yeah, anytime he calls, it interferes with the network.
All right.
Yeah. So I asked a question in respect of voter registration. I know we have to register as many people as possible, but with the way ZEC is operated by limiting the registration centers and the Registrar General himself limiting or slowing the pace of ID registration for our 18-year-olds. How are you supporting these people, undocumented people, to go and register to vote?
Okay, you bring up a series of very good points there. On the voter registration, just to give you a layout of what ZEC has done. In the city of Harare itself, we have one possible station to register at in the middle of town. In Chitungwiza, we have one, but in all the rural areas, every town has one registration center. So it works out if you take MASH East, MASH West, MASH Central, the ZANU-PF strongholds, they have a registration center in every little town. So that's roughly 7 in each province. Whereas we in Harare and Chitungwiza have 2, which is probably 22% of the population. That's number one. Number two is when you go to the registration center, you get frustrated. In Harare, you go to Remembrance Drive and they tell you, no, we moved to the middle of town because we're under renovation. Now, when people are poor and can't even afford a bus fare, this is a major issue. And so that crescends on everything. So what I have done, while it's been highlighted by the Director of Elections, Ian McConey, the issues of ZEC cutting us out of any deliberations literally since January, this has come to light now. So what I have done in the meantime, 10 days ago, I wrote one to the Registrar General asking if he can put up a station in Hatcliffe in particular at the community hall. I will pay for all the sanitizing. I will pay for lunch for the people there, and I'll pay for the electricity or backup generator. And all I want is the people to come there and register all our undocumented or help our undocumented people to get their citizenship so they can vote. I've done exactly the same with ZEC, and I've offered all the same services to ZEC for them to put up a mobile voter registration center there at my cost, so that our voters can register. To date, which is now, I think it's day 11, it might even be day 12, I've had no response or acknowledgement, other than when I delivered the letters, they were stamped. So there's deliberate delay and a rebuttal of any move that we make trying to register the voters. And I don't care where the voters come from. Now, we also have in Harare, not me, but we have other members of parliament and councillors transporting or trying to help people to go to these centres to register. And there's normally a fracas or a delay, and it's very seldom that you can get more than 10 people a day registered.